I'm Shreyash and I'm going to discuss a practice sheet of legal reasoning with you. Let's begin. Let's look at the passage. Damage is the most important remedy which a plaintiff can avail after a tort has been committed. They are of various kinds. Ordinarily, damages are equivalent to the loss suffered by the plaintiff. So, damages are compensation. When there has been an infringement of the plaintiff's legal right, but she has suffered no loss, which is injuria sine damno, injury without loss, the law awards her nominal damages in recognition of her right. The sum awarded may be nominal as per the discretion of the court. Nominal damages may be awarded in cases where a wrong is actionable per se, as for example in the case of trespass, damage to the plaintiff is presumed and action lies even though in fact the plaintiff may not have suffered any loss. यानी nominal damages are given in cases जहाँ पे legal right का infringement हुआ है although loss actual नहीं हुआ हो. Another kind of damages is contemptuous damages. The amount awarded is very meager, yani very less, because the court forms a very low opinion of the plaintiff's claim and thinks that although the plaintiff has suffered greater loss, she does not deserve to be fully compensated. For instance, the reason for the defendant's injury against the plaintiff is found to be some offensive remark by the plaintiff. It is to be distinguished from nominal damages because nominal damages are awarded when the plaintiff has suffered no loss. Nominal में no loss, whereas contemptuous damages are awarded when the plaintiff has suffered some loss but she does not deserve to be compensated. Loss but does not deserve to be compensated, contemptuous damages. Moving on, generally damages are compensatory in nature because the idea of civil law is to compensate the injured party by allowing her, by way of damages, a sum equivalent to the loss caused to her. However, when there has been an insult or injury to the plaintiff's feelings, the court may take into account the motive for the wrong and award an increased amount of damages. Such damages are known as aggravated damages. When damages are awarded in excess of the material loss suffered by the plaintiff with a view to prevent similar behavior in future, the damages are known as exemplary, punitive, or vindictive. Such damages, rather than being compensatory in nature, are by way of punishment to the defendant. Yes. Such damages are generally awarded among their instances when the damage has been caused by oppressive, arbitrary, unconstitutional action by government servants or where such damages are expressly authorized by law. Prospective or future damages means compensation for damage which is quite likely the result of the defendant's wrongful act but which has not actually occurred at the time of the decision of the case. यानी फ्यूचर में भी आपको उससे डैमेज हो सकता है. तो clearly this passage is about damages which is a kind of compensation given in the case of torts. There are certain different kinds of damages which have been discussed in the passage. The first is nominal damages, the second is contemptuous damages, the third is aggravated damages, and the fourth is exemplary, punitive, or vindictive damages, and the fifth is prospective or future damages, right? So these are the kinds of damages. Now let's look at the questions. The first question is, Aman, a registered voter in the constituency of North Delhi, was proceeding to vote for the local municipal elections. This was the first time he was casting his vote as he had turned 18 only a month ago. When he reached the booth, the returning officer posted there refused to let him enter. Despite several requests, Aman was not allowed to cast his vote. He returned home and decided to sue the returning officer for violating his legally recognized right to vote. While the suit was pending before the court, the election results were declared and the candidate Aman would have voted for won. The case came up before the court. What kind of damages can the court award? Whenever you see the facts, without looking at the options, first of all you should always relate it to the passage that you have just read. तो इस केस में इन सब facts में one thing is really clear, one thing is definitely clear, it is that the legal right of the voter has been infringed. Whether or not he has suffered some damage is a different question. So the options are none, as there has been no injury to Aman as the candidate of his choice won, or B, contemptuous, as the injury, if any, to Aman was caused due to his own wrong, or C, nominal, that as even though he did not suffer any injury, there was an infringement of his legal right, or D, aggravated, as the refusal to let him vote caused an injury to Aman's feelings. तो इस केस में डेफिनेटली इन्फ्रिंजमेंट तो हुआ है लीगल राइट का, पर हैज़ देयर रियली बीन एनी काइंड ऑफ डैमेज? नो, क्योंकि जिसको द वोटर जो भी वोटर है वो जिसको भी वोट देना चाहता था, दे हैव एक्चुअली वन, सो इट कैन नॉट बी सेड दैट देयर हैज़ बीन अ डैमेज. सो लेट्स लुक एट द काइंड्स ऑफ डैमेजेस. द फर्स्ट इज नॉमिनल डैमेजेस. तो नॉमिनल डैमेजेस क्या होता है? When there has been an infringement of the plaintiff's legal right, in this case yes, but she has suffered no loss, in this case yes, क्योंकि legal right तो infringe हुआ है, पर since the candidate has won, there has been no damage, so the answer would be nominal damages, C. Now question number 2. Karan, a member of the Legislative Assembly of Bihar, was arrested and detained at the behest of the members of an opposing political party which was in power in the state at the time. His detention was motivated with a desire to prevent him from attending the assembly sessions for a month. His detention was challenged by his party members before the Supreme Court by means of a writ petition. By the time the court could arrive at a decision, Karan was set free. However, the petition subsisted in the court, and the court held that Karan's detention was against the provisions of the Constitution. What kind of compensation is the court most likely to provide? Again, I would say कि जैसे ही आप क्वेश्चंस पढ़ें, ऑप्शंस देखने से पहले जस्ट ट्राई टू रिलेट इट टू द पैसेज. इसमें क्या हुआ है? डेफिनेटली इफ करण इज नॉट अलाउड टू टेक पार्ट इन द प्रोसीडिंग्स ऑफ द लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली, हिज लीगल राइट हैज़ बीन इन्फ्रिंज्ड. तो लीगल राइट इन्फ्रिंज हो गया, दैट इज क्लियर. नाउ हैज़ देयर बीन एनी लॉस? मे बी नॉट, वो इस इन फैक्ट्स में नहीं दिया गया. बट लेट्स लुक एट द पैसेज. लेट्स लुक एट एग्जेम्पलरी डैमेजेस. इसमें क्या कहा गया है? Such damages are generally awarded among other instances when the damage has been caused by oppressive, arbitrary or unconstitutional action by government servants or where such damages are expressly authorized by law. तो इस केस में क्या हुआ? इस केस में the detention was oppressive, arbitrary and unconstitutional as has been declared. So it clearly falls within exemplary damages. So the answer would be C, exemplary, as Karan's detention was an unconstitutional and oppressive activity by the government in power. Let's look at question 3. Abhi was hit by a motorcycle resulting in physical injuries to his ankle. This injury caused him to suffer from a permanent disability which affected him on a daily basis. In action before the court for damages, which kind of damages is the court most likely to reward? Now, in this case, he has a permanent disability and it is affecting him on a daily basis, which means that his future is going to be very difficult, and he has maybe the effect of the disability, he is not feeling the effect of the disability so much now as he is going to feel those effects in the future. अभी जितना उसको फील नहीं हो रहा है effects disability का, वो future में होगा ज़्यादा. तो इसका आंसर होगा prospective, यानी prospective or future damages, compensation for damage which is quite likely the result of the defendant's wrongful act but which has not actually occurred at the time of the decision of the case, यानी future में जिससे suffer किया जाएगा बहुत ज़्यादा compared to today. So the answer of question number 3 would be prospective, yes, as the injury caused to Abhi is likely to result in losses and more injuries in the future. Okay, let's move on to question number 4. Sudhir and Shivam are next door neighbors who have never gotten along. Shivam's dog trespasses onto Sudhir's property one day and relieves itself. Sudhir steps in the dog's feces, is disgusted and sues Shivam for the trespass and for failing to control his dog. What kind of damages is the court most likely to award? तो इस केस में भी is the legal right infringed? Yes, because it is definitely a trespass. But has there been real damage? Because he stepped on the feces, he is disgusted. But is it really a damage? Can it be called damage? No. So the answer would be nominal, as there was no loss but merely a violation of a legal right of Sudhir. Now let's look at the last question. Which of these statements is not a correct depiction of the difference between nominal and contemptuous damages? The first is, contemptuous damages are awarded where the plaintiff has suffered no loss whereas nominal damages are awarded where the plaintiff has suffered a legal injury. The second statement is nominal damages are awarded when the plaintiff has suffered legal injury but no loss, whereas contemptuous damages are awarded when the plaintiff has suffered some loss. The third statement is contemptuous damages are awarded when the plaintiff does not deserve to be compensated, whereas nominal damages are awarded where there is a legitimate restriction of a plaintiff's right. Let's look at statement number 1. Contemptuous damages, suffered no loss, nominal damages, legal injury. Okay. So, contemptuous damages. The amount awarded is meager, but the court forms a very low opinion. यानी contemptuous damages तब दिए जाते हैं जब कुछ लॉस हुआ है, but the court feels that the plaintiff does not deserve to be compensated. And nominal damages are awarded where the plaintiff has suffered a legal injury. Yes, nominal damages में there must be legal injury. Wrong is actionable per se, यानी there has been a legal injury. Now, the second statement is nominal damages are awarded where the plaintiff has suffered legal injury but no loss, whereas contemptuous damages are awarded where the plaintiff has suffered some loss. अब नॉमिनल डैमेजेस का पार्ट तो सही है स्टेटमेंट में, पर क्या कंटेम्पचुअस डैमेजेस का पार्ट सही है? क्योंकि कंटेम्पचुअस डैमेजेस मस्ट से दैट देयर हैज बीन नो, द कोर्ट फील्स दैट द प्लेंटिफ डिजर्व्स नो compensation. Third statement is contemptuous damages are awarded where the plaintiff does not deserve to be compensated, which is right, whereas nominal damages are awarded where there is a legitimate restriction of the plaintiff's right. Is the restriction legitimate? No, because अगर legitimate होगा वो restriction, then it would be justified, then it would not be an infringement of the right. So in order to claim nominal damages, you have to show that there has been an infringement of the legal right. So the correct answer according to me would be D, only one, because only the first statement clearly distinguishes between nominal and contemptuous damages, and by stating that contemptuous damages are awarded where the plaintiff has suffered no loss, whereas nominal damages are awarded where the plaintiff has suffered a legal injury. It is the most appropriate statement according to the passage. All right. So this was about damages. I'll be back next time with some new practice questions. Till then, goodbye. Thank you.